You haven't paid your money, Commissioner Mayhem. Here's one.
Back from the dead, the one and only Melvin motherfucking Mayhem, joining me in studios, the historic IWA God, Michael Giuliano. Welcome to the show, Michael.
Thanks for having me back. I'm back, bitches.
It's been a while, man. I'm pretty sure some of the managers, yeah, they've been wondering where we've been. It's like any veteran manager in the IWA will answer this. Life happens, and unfortunately, as much as we like to, be in this cycle in, cycle out, certain circumstances do come up in the real world where we have to take a pause or take a break, and a lot of times it's not voluntary; it's something involuntary. We just gotta like roll with the punches. And that's kind of what happened to me recently, and that's the reason why you guys, whoever's listening in hasn't, they probably been wondering what happened to Mayhem, what's going on with WWL, here we go again. It was nothing like that, man. It's just life got in the way, and things got a little bit difficult. One of the things I was talking to you earlier, Giuliano, I wanted to take a time to basically have a moment of silence because we did have a manager that I'm not going to mention names. I'm classy. I don't like getting into names or anything. But there was a manager that I did have history with that unfortunately recently lost his life. And it was somebody I wanted to get on the show, but it just didn't work out that way. So, Giuliano, if you don't mind, I just want to give a quick moment of silence and just let them know that we're thinking about him.
Absolutely.
All right, so again, I definitely had to get that out the way. Again, I feel it was justified. I needed to do that. Just on the strength that I had history with this guy and his family. So condolences to basically the entire family, all the friends. It was definitely a hard loss, but as they say, the show must go on. Unfortunately, it won't be with him. But it is what it is. So let's get on with this podcast. Again, thanks for joining me on the show, Giuliano. We do have a lot to talk about. Again, we haven't been on here for fucking God knows how long. I don't know how long it's been.
Pardon the pun.
Yeah, pardon the pun. But we're definitely gonna touch on All Out Mutiny. I was not gonna go on without having to do a recap of this amazing pay-per-view that we had. It was probably, I would say, not even probably, it was the most stacked pay-per-view we had as far as quality matches go. You definitely had your hand in the cookie jar all over this pay-per-view once again. And we're definitely going to go into those matches that your guys had, including one of the matches you were in yourself, the Unholy Trinity title match. But we're going to start from the undercards and work our way up, just get those out of the way, and then we get into the meat and potatoes of this pay-per-view. So let's start with the undercard. First up, we had Blue Dragon of Destiny and the Beast of Lego Vadan. They did battle with Señor Increíble and El Más Fantástico, and they did come out on top with a great victory to have under their belt, and they won with disemboweled. I kind of saw that one coming. It seemed like Señor Increíble and Más Fantástico, they were kind of distracted, wandering around Wicked City, so to speak. So I don't think their head was really in this. And recently I did speak to Wolf Tyrant, and he did say, Blue Dragon and the Beast were getting their shit together, basically, and they're going to start going on a nice little run. And so far, so good. It was a nice victory that they picked up, so kudos to them.
Yeah, we have.
Hopefully, this is a sign of things to come for them.
We got history with those two in the ECL, so the Dynasty knows them well. They're a definite contender out there.
Absolutely. Again, that's one of the reasons I brung them into this league because I knew that they were going to deliver when they counted. Again, it was an undercard match, but sometimes the undercard that lets me know, if you're for real or not. That's the reason I have these. So again, they came out on top. Let's see where they go from here. Maybe this is, a sign of things to come. Next up, we had Judge Death, leader of the Dark Judges, facing the leader of Annihilation Inc. And I don't want to say this was a upset.
I would say upset of the pay-per-view, in my opinion.
Yeah, I didn't want to say it was only because Judge Depp has shown glimpses, even though he hasn't really hit the title page. He has shown glimpses that he's able to win a big match, and so I didn't count him out completely. It was more like almost like a 60-40 kind of thing. But yeah, I was a little bit surprised that Judge Depp did pull out the victory. He did finish him off with the death sentence, but he just barely got by Justin Kyle. But either way, it doesn't matter if it was beating his ass or just getting by. He did pull off the victory, and for me, that's a significant win for him to have, because it does show the rest of the league that he can beat some of the top contenders. So now I guess it's safe to say that if you're gonna do battle with Judge Depp, do not take him lightly at all, because he may just pull the upset.
He beat somebody who's on the cusp of the world title picture, so you
Pretty
definitely can't take it
much.
lightly.
Yeah, so that's one of those things where it was an eye opener, to say the least. So Dark Judges, kudos to your leader. He definitely did his thing, and again, he's getting noticed. So let's see where it goes from here. Next up, we had Inazuma did battle with Irresistible Candy. I don't want to say this was an upset either. This one was like a 50-50 to me. Irresistible Candy, she hasn't been doing too well, but she has been in the past, able to pull out big victories and win gold. So this was a good test for Inazuma. I wanted to see where she was at. I know she was doing battle prior to this with Esmeralda Diamandias before she exited the league, and I just wanted to see, can she handle one of our veterans? Not to say one of the better veterans, but just a veteran in general. And she definitely pulled out the win. She beat her with the backbreaker, and I was definitely pleasantly surprised that she was able to pull out that victory over one of the agents of Endgame. So kudos to Inazuma. And because of this and some other title wins, she did place herself in the title picture. But we're gonna get into that later on.
The Queen was
Next,
watching. The Queen was
yes, she's waiting in the web. Next up, we had a 6-man match. This one was pretty much leading up into it. There was a lot of back and forth between these two teams. First up, we had the Crypt Keepers, Fist of Steel, Kabuki Dragon, Mike Pizzazz, who we definitely going to talk about soon, and of course Midnight Michael King. They did battle with the Flamingo Brothers, and if anybody remembers, again, there was a lot of back and forth. We had some flamingos getting burned and cooked, some back and forth, some attacks going on. It was just a lot of back and forth, which I loved. They were really, this was like the water was just boiling and boiling, and it just spewed out. And they had a hell of a match, but in the end, it was actually the Crypt Keepers who came out on top. They've been actually doing their thing since they came here. This entire group that came along has really been doing their thing, not only in multis but in singles action as well. They've been really stepping up and winning titles and putting everybody on notice. So I'm super surprised, and not super surprised, but I am surprised of how quickly they've made a name for themselves. Especially with the competition we have in this league. That's not easy to do. You
no,
can't.
no. God is very hard to impress, and I will say he's
Yeah,
he's and I don't impress easily, as you know. And
exactly.
I definitely say they've probably been the most impressive guys in the company
By
that have come
far.
along since I've joined. Yeah.
By far, last 5 cycles, definitely they've been on a tear, and it's there for everybody to see. You can't deny it anymore. So again, I gave them an undercard match to see exactly if it was a fluke, and it wasn't. They came through. They won some more gold while they were at it. And in this match, not only did they beat them, but they did win the Circle of Sanity titles at the same time. So again, they win an undercard match and they walk away with the 6-man gold also. So that says all you need to know about these guys and how serious they are here in the Wicked Wars. So
As we'll talk about later, it's the paper. Sometimes when push comes to shove at the pay-per-views, that's where you make your money. And at the pay-per-view, they showed they're a contender, not a pretender.
absolutely, that's when it counts. When the spotlight's on, when the universe is watching, when everybody's tuned in to see, what the hype is about, and are these people for real or not, and can they deliver when it counts? That's when the wins matter. You can go on, you can have a nice little losing streak. It's fine. You might lose by one or two here, but when it matters, especially if there's titles on the line, you gotta win it. And in this case, they did just that. And not only did they win their match, but again, they won some gold on top of that. So it's like the icing on the cake. So these guys are for real, and they're definitely gonna get their reward soon enough. The last card on the undercard was the Savages versus the Agents of Endgame. They've been going back and forth, trading wins here and there. First it was the Savages. Agents bounced back, made it 1-1. This was kind of like a tiebreaker, and they just happened to squeak by and defeat the Agents. I believe it was Mary Lou. Actually, no, Sherry Hatfield. She hit Agent Vera with the backbreaker, and they did finish them off on the undercard. So kudos to the Savages, those hairy bitches, man. I don't know.
They got the job done.
They got the job done. As you all know, I was in charge of making sure that they were ready for this match. I did have them shave off some of the pounds of hair that they had. I think it helped. It made them a little more agile
A
in the
little
ring.
lighter, yeah.
Yeah, a little lighter, and they were able to, little fly around the ring a little bit better. So I think that kind of gave them the edge against the agents. They weren't expecting that. So let's now it's a matter of seeing if the hair is going to stay off or if they're going to let it grow back. I don't know. We'll find out.
I think the
All
agents
right.
were thinking ahead to something else. That
Yeah,
they're a little more. They got their mind on something else.
preoccupied. Yeah, they're preoccupied with something much bigger. You know, we always think bigger picture. So
Absolutely.
moving on into the main matches. Here we go. Giuliano, these
Uh,
are the bread and butter of the pay-per-view. This is what it's.
are we surprised? No. Are we
Oh,
surprised?
we are not surprised. Well, we are surprised with some of the matches, but the rest were pretty much they were written in stone already. Let's start from the bottom up. We're gonna go with the Unholy Trinity World Six Man Championship. No disqualification match. It was yourself, future Devin Destiny, and of course the insurance policy reigning champions. You guys did battle with none other than Axel, Slash, and Crown of Annihilation Inc. And wouldn't you know, you guys just got by and defended your title. So what's your take on this match? Again, everybody, before we even get into this, to me, this was probably the best six-man match we've had in quite some time. Only because, again, we already had the established champions coming in here defending, but it was who they were battling, which was Axel, Slash, and Crown. They were coming off some really great cycles. They also won World Six coming into this, so I was really looking forward to this. But at the end of the day, it's like we just mentioned prior. When the pay-per-view comes, that's when it matters, and you guys always seem to come out on top when it matters the most. So, what's your take on this? What's your take on the competition? And where do they
Well,
go from here?
it was no easy task, my friend. I'm sitting here now with ribs taped, and I broke a rib. They're bruised, lacerations. It was a living nightmare. But luckily, the big man came through. The future Devin Destiny probably had a breakout performance
Oh,
in our
absolutely.
match, and
We're gonna get
I
into
have
that.
to say the future pretty much told us that the future is now, and he got the winning pinfall. There was we threw the kitchen sink, they threw it back at us. We were
They threw
in
the
the
fridge back.
Kazakhstan. It was crazy. We were down the stairs. It was a
That's the
complete
beauty of
day.
no
I was
disqualification.
going
It
to
gives you
say
that
complete
option.
mayhem, but part of the fun, man. It was it was definitely a match of destruction that night.
Oh, absolutely. And again, you guys, kudos to you for the win, for again defending to me what are my most prized mayhem titles. You know the history with those titles.
Yeah,
They're very dear to my heart, and
and
I
I'll have
did
a
bring it
special
back.
announcement for those titles at the end of the podcast.
Another one of the special
A
surprises.
little teaser for you from the God of
Oh
Wrestling.
shit. Oh, now I'm looking forward. And guys, just so you're listening, I have no idea what he's gonna say, so I'm actually looking forward to this. But we'll see. I'm pretty sure it's something that's gonna pique my interest, to say the least.
Absolutely, my friend.
All right, all
Let's
right.
move along.
Moving right along. Let's get into women's dual combat tag team championship. This was actually a leather strap match. We
Ooh,
had none other than the Daddy's Girls, two of my favorites actually. Daddy's Girl 2 and Daddy's Girl 3.
Bad
They did
Blitzes.
battle. Oh yeah, they did battle with the champions at the time, Snowy Chloe and Mad Maddie, very deserving of those titles when they won them. But unfortunately for them, Daddy's Girls brung the hoe down, and they walked away as the new dual combat women's tag team championships. What is your take on that? Where do you think they go from here? And what are your thoughts on the women's tag team division as a whole so far?
I If you had asked me who would have won this match, I would have picked Daddy's Girls. They were definitely had the momentum going in, the more dominant team. I think Snowy and Maddie, they call lightning in a bottle. I think when they won the titles.
I
So
think I definitely got to agree with that.
yes, I think Daddy's Girls. Yeah, there's definitely some competition out there. Unfortunately, the Queen is busy being the most dominant women's champion in the history of the business. So,
We're gonna get to
however,
that.
things change. So let's just say they better not get too comfortable. There may be some girls looking
I
for
think I
those
know where you're going with that.
titles. Yeah. But it's in due time. See, that's why the dynasty, you know, um, controls these pay-per-views and reigns supreme, because we always have a strategy. Not everyone has a
Absolutely.
long-term plan.
That's definitely just for the folks at home that don't know. I mean, Survivor, and again, I know the history with you guys because we've been in and out of the league for quite some time now. But with your stable, it's like you said, you guys always. It's like the pay per view is like almost like chess pieces. Like the chess board itself is all the cycles in general, and then the pay per views are your pawns, your
Yeah,
rooks, your bishops, and you're just moving along the board trying to get that checkmate. So people don't realize that that's the way you guys roll. Like even though a pay per view is here, just because you win a match or something happens, is you're looking at two pay per views down. Okay, this is what I need to do at this pay per view to get to where I want to be at this pay per view, and that's kind of
exactly.
like what's happening right now. And I already know exactly where you're going with this. It's one of those unspoken things where we always see eye to eye. So I already kind of know exactly what you're touching on with that little hidden message there. I'll leave it
A,
at that.
a bad. How I see it is, a bad cycle is nothing more than an opportunity for someone to
That's it.
underestimate you.
Exactly. And you guys are the masters of this, so I got to give it to you in that regard. So,
Well,
all
we're
right,
coming up. When it was the only dark spot of what otherwise was an illuminating night of
oh yeah,
success.
yeah. Because
We'll go.
if you
This was
ask
brutal.
me, this was a ridiculously competitive match all around. False count anywhere for the Mayhem Tag Team Championships. We had the defending champions, Fire and Ice, the Brothers of Destruction. And listen, these guys, when it comes to pay-per-views, they're probably one of the best to ever do it in the tag team division. Even in singles, they've proven to be, a force. But as a whole, together, they're even more dangerous. And for them to lose the titles to Lightning Tiger and Dragon King, the Lightning Kings, again, another group that just came in not so long ago, and they've been absolutely dominant since being here. So that's why, like, when I paired these guys up, I'm like, all right, something's got to give. This is gonna be a fucking war. And sure
It
enough,
was.
Lightning Kings came out on top.
It
It's a
was
big
brutal.
victory for them.
It was probably the most brutal match, and that's saying a lot for this pay per view. It's
Absolutely.
arguably, you can say, it was the most carnage in this match because of four teams involved, because of the players
Exactly.
Fire
And
and Ice.
listen, the match ended in the parking lot, so that tells you everything. That tells you all you need to know. So
Two 6'10" monsters, over 300 pounds, have won every title in the business, and these guys find a way to pull off, what I call an upset. But what they've done, you really can't call it that. But like you
absolutely
say,
not, man.
we'll talk about later, there were no rules, so I can't have any excuses. And we both know my boys will be back though, better than ever.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And I'm
Fire came back and won a singles title this cycle, so he's okay.
exactly. So they're not doing too bad. Plus, if I'm not mistaken, Fire is continuously winning the battle royals too. So
Yeah, he's
he's
doing pretty good. He may
he's
have
doing good for
he may
himself.
get an eliminator title shot soon. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So let's see what happens. So
See what happens.
and well, speaking of that, he did just have his shot.
There they are.
Yeah, what do you know? So for the
He's,
Eliminator
he's,
X World
he's,
Championship,
he's trying for another.
this was a lumberjack match. We had Hal Uranus, defending champion, against Fire, and in this case, unfortunately for Fire, man, he got the vitamin D. Listen, I don't know if it was because he just finished losing the match against Lightning Kings. They were banged up, but there's no excuses. Like you always say, you got to get your ass in the ring, whether you're fucked up or not. And Hal completely took advantage of this. Got the
What
pin,
happened?
gave him the shot.
Let me give you a little backdraft of the match. Here is
And
my
these midget
the,
lumberjacks
the,
didn't help either. So
the dynasty aren't like the most popular people in the league. So the Lumberjacks kind of took liberties with Fire and gave Hal pickings on the bone. Basically, all Hal had to do.
exactly. And
Hal,
just so you
guys,
guys know, the lumberjacks were a bunch of small midget people. Apparently, Ty Thombo made a surprise appearance, came with his gang of fucking midgets. They surrounded the ring, so anything was gonna happen at that point. Just to see Ty Thombo back was great. But yeah, I think they had something to do with this also. But at the end of the day, that vitamin D, man, it's like every pay per view, somebody's gonna get it,
whether you want to or not.
whether you want it or not. You're getting a vitamin D. All right, moving right along. Next up, These are the three main titles in the league. We'll first start with the Wicked Wayward Intercontinental Championship match. This was a full metal jacket affair. It was champion Big Daddy Johnson versus Vicious Vinny Valentino. And in this case, again, Big Daddy Johnson overpowered Vicious
Right.
Vinny and retained the Wicked Wayward title.
This
What are your
this
thoughts on this?
this match is one of those matches that shows you the difference between what separates the boys and the men. Here we got to see where Big Daddy is one of the few competitors in this league. It's on the level of my boys in the Dynasty versus Valentino, who I believe is a really good competitor, but he's just not there yet in that league, in that class.
It
So
seems like he's
I just
knocking on
think
the door, you know?
this match kind of reordered the pecking order, so to speak, of the alpha males we got here in the WWL.
Yeah, I definitely have to agree there. But again, Vicious Vinny, I think he's like knocking on the door right now. He's like on the cusp
He's on
of
the cusp, yes.
and this was a real test to see where he was at. But unfortunately, I mean, a Full Metal Jacket match is right up Johnson's alley. That's one of his definitely bread and butter matches, and he proved it. He took Vinny to school in this match, and he did come out the champion. So kudos to Big Daddy, continuing to hold on to that belt, continuing to just be one of the most dominant forces in the WWL since day one, since the league's inception. He's been doing it. At one point, he went, I think it was fucking 12 cycles without a loss. So you can't say nothing about this guy. He's beat everybody there is.
He's had a stranglehold on the league.
Yeah,
It may be time to loosen that stranglehold. Maybe time to loosen it a little.
yeah. So the competition is only going to get harder and harder, and so he needs to make sure that for the next pay-per-view, I'm pretty sure whoever his challenger is, which you may actually get into, he better be ready, because it's not going to be it's not going to be somebody knocking on the door.
No.
It's going to be somebody kicking it down. He needs to be ready for that. So next up, we're getting into.
Wait, can I get a woo?
Goddess Extreme Women's World Championship. This was a tables, ladders, and chairs affair. It was the defending champion, the Black Widow Denise Destiny, versus the Mistress of Pain, Susie Sweet. And wouldn't you know,
Little Miss Susie
again, fucking Susie. And I had my money on Susie.
I know you did.
I lost my bitch, Susie. You made me lose money. We need to talk. But
never bet against.
Listen, I'm not gonna take it back, Giuliano. I did believe she would be the one to do it. I'm not gonna sit here and take back what I said. At the time, she was doing her thing. She was heading in. She had the momentum going into this. But unfortunately, the Black Widow, she's too much, man. I can't. I give her a fucking A+ competitor, whoops her ass. I put 3 people against her, whoops her ass. I'm gonna start throwing the guys at you, man. I gotta do it. I gotta put Denise, like make an exception to her belt and make the men go after her, because there's no one left.
No, well,
there's really no one left.
They gotta raise the competition. I think that's maybe an open maybe for a number 1 contender match we can do a what do you call a gauntlet match? Let's see.
We might do that.
Someone's got to. I think you need someone to shine, like you said, because right now she's beating the best. So we should maybe somebody an opportunity.
I mean, listen, I knew she was the real deal from the NBL days, but goddamn, man, she's taking it to a whole other level in the WWL from day one.
But as much as I hate to say it, gotta thank Eva for that, because Eva lit a fire under the Black Widow.
Was one of the best.
Ever since Eva came, Black Widow, she was driven to prove everybody that she was the best, and she's been sharpening herself like a diamond ever since.
Absolutely. And let me tell you, shout out to Eva Danger. She's no longer with the league, but when she was there, it's like Michael said, she did light a fire under Black Widow's ass, and it paid off in spades, because the Black Widow, she's showing a whole nother side of herself. I think she's tapped into her full potential now, and it's scary. It's scary, unstoppable, because I've never seen anything like this. Again, I've put her into the most ridiculously, lopsided type of matches, and she's just like, bring on the next one. Who's next, bitch?
Hey, it's crazy. To give her even more credit, she's the one who demanded, let's raise it up the ladder. Let's take it up to next level, TLC.
Yeah,
And
man.
we're gonna have to check on Susie because I think she has some injuries because she got the Black Widow delivered the Widow's web from the top of the ladder
Yeah,
10
man. Those were
times
highlight reel moments of the
and
pay per view, man.
title. Yeah,
It was just amazing. Kudos to the Black Widow. You are by far the most decorated, most amazing female athlete. You know, to me in the IWA. I'm gonna go out there and say it. I don't care. I know there's other women out
we
there that
have it
have.
on record, people.
Yeah, I gotta do it, man. I mean, it may be a biased, opinion, but it is what it is, man. I've never seen anything like this. She just continues to impress, and that's scary good. It really is. So, kudos to you, Black Widow. Let's see what I'm gonna put on your plate next. On 10-on-1, I don't know, something.
If I'm not mistaken, she'll be main event in the next pay per view. Correct.
Well, actually, yes and no. So we'll get into that. We're gonna
Oh,
get into that.
all right.
So next up, let's get to the main event.
Oh,
Nefarious World Heavyweight Championship. This was the
Lord.
biggest triple threat ever concocted from the ridiculous minds of myself and the IWA God. This was an I Quit title versus career
First time.
versus career. First time ever. Extreme Survivor versus Hal Uranus versus Survivor. You can't write it better than this. And the way this match went down was just fucking mind blowing to say the least. So I'm gonna let you take the reins and do the coverage on this one. It's only right. Extreme man, take it away.
It, it had it all, bro. We had bloodshed. There was a blood match. We had, I believe, there was broken bones. There was carnage everywhere. We had controversy, which we'll get to at the end of the match. And in one match, Extreme Survivor, he retired and knocked out the legendary Big Brother. No longer in the shadow. No longer is there a dispute who the better Big Brother is.
That discussion's over.
Over. He is. And then and secondly, maybe even more impressive was what we thought was the unmanageable hold that Hal had on that title.
Oh,
And he was
absolutely.
able to do what no other man was able to do, and that's in the main event for the world title, take that title away from him, and even make the man scream, "I quit."
Oh,
So let's
fucking
fast
painful to
forward.
watch.
Let's fast forward through the bloodbath of the carnage. You could almost not even you couldn't even recognize the three faces at the end. There was so much blood.
Oh,
It was
that
hard
was
to
a
even distinguish
fucking
between
beautiful sight.
competitors. It was literally a crimson red, man. So then we had Tiger Mask, who put his nose in our business. Yes, he did
Uh,
attack Hal, but we don't know why he attacked Hal. That's not our business.
not
All
at all. I'm sure he had his reasons. We're gonna find out this cycle what was behind that attack.
that
But
that's his business.
yeah,
So all Extreme got to do, his job was to take care of business. He got his brother to worry about, and we'll get to his brother now. Now this masked icon, who we didn't ask him to come. He on his own mission decides to attack the Survivor. Extreme had no knowledge of that either. So Extreme just took advantage of the opportunity, eliminated his brother from the match, so to speak, and literally, and then applied a nice modified dragon sleeper,
which is a thing
basically
for beauty, by the way.
basically an illegal move. Yes, he was choking out Hal. Hal had no choice but to scream, "I quit," and tap, or he could have suffered permanent damage because he already suffered blood loss. He couldn't, the vitamin D was completely gone. He was drained of vitamin D. It,
Depleted.
it was already burned, and it was already there's a lot of stuff going on with the vitamin D, and in the end, Extreme Survivor he got the greatest trophy of them all. That the voices in his head are finally silenced. The
Oh,
agony and pain he's
absolutely.
going through
That
now,
must have been the most blissful moment he's had in years.
and the sea of blood gave him joy. He's a sick
Absolutely.
man, and now that the voices have gone away, there's really nothing that's going to stop this man. And And I hear he's going to have some allies to help him keep the title. It's this is going to be tough. Good
Yeah,
luck. Good luck to
it
the rest of
definitely
the
is.
good luck to the rest of the WWL on that one.
I mean, it's like Giuliano said, man. This was probably the best match we've ever. Well, I think the only other match that I can say would even be in the same discussion for top match so far in the WWL was when Miss Eva Danger fought Black
And,
Widow in the
and the
steel
Hell in a
cage.
Cell. And the Hell in a
That
Cell.
right there was probably the only other match we've had so far that can even be remotely in the same league as this match. But
It's another
it
level. Another level.
it was yeah.
Because
Watching these three go at it like that, man.
stakes are
Oh
on
my
the line.
god.
You got a guy's careers on the line, and then you got a man who everyone thinks is unbeatable with the world title on the line. So, two
I mean,
careers in a world
the look
title.
on everyone's faces just when they realized that Hal's reign was over said it all. I know a lot of people went in there thinking, Hal's gonna pull it off again, kind of like what Denise has been doing, but it just proved to be too much, man. Extreme. He was on a mission. I mean, leading up to this match, it's like you say, he was just dealing with the voices in his head. He was conflicted. He had all these things going through his mind. He was. It was to a point where it was really scary to see, what he would be able to I guess tap into during a match with such significance behind it, and he did not disappoint at all. And I mean, look, the goal looks good around his waist. He looks like he defines what nefarious is. So to see him be the champion to me is a great thing. It's great for the company. It's great for the promotion moving forward. So Hal, I gotta give my hats off to you. Again, there is no rematch clause. You're not gonna get a rematch. You gotta earn it all over again. But my God, I gotta give complete congratulations to you for holding on to the belt as long as you did, and for giving it the that prestige that it had. Because not only was it so important for Extreme to win it, but I think the fact that Hal had it for so long made it even more of a significant moment for Extreme. It made it that much more better when he won because he didn't just win it off of any champion; he won it off the champion. So to me, that was just fucking amazing all around. So congratulations, Extreme Survivor. Congratulations to the Survivor Dynasty in general for having those belts underneath your stable now. So good job, guys. Good job.
Absolutely.
So that wraps up the pay-per-view, man. Again, it was all around a fucking amazing pay-per-view, top to bottom. There really wasn't a weak match in this card. Some upsets, again, some predictable matches, some eye-opening matches that kind of, again, like some people flying under the radar and they finally stepped up and took advantage of their opportunity, so to speak. So I just want people to know that I haven't, even though I haven't been as active as I've wanted to be these last few cycles, I have been watching. I have been, checking the results, seeing what's going on, seeing who's winning, seeing who's not. And I have to say, man, now that I'm back in the saddle, I see a lot of promise moving forward. I see a lot of people that are getting the flying.
New blood, man. New blood.
Yeah, definitely. It's manifesting itself now, and I think this is the perfect time for me to come back and do what I want to do with the league. And with that being said, I do have some announcements to make. One of them being initially the next pay per view was going to be Femme Fatale. It was going to be the all women's pay per view, but due to the recent events that have happened with the women's division kind of getting depleted a little bit, well, not a little bit, but a lot. But and I looked at the overall card and the competition. I don't feel it's justified anymore to kind of have a women's pay per view at this time. Not to say it's not going to happen down the line. If we get some more female competitors, then definitely it will come back. But I think at this time it makes more sense to like skip that and move on to a more significant pay per view that was in the pipeline, which was coming up next, and that is Brimstone Brawl. So Brimstone Brawl is officially the next pay per view. It's going down Cycle 18, and the biggest match in that pay per view will be a battle royal. All of this all of the participants that were involved in the Calamity contract will be involved in this battle royal. I will throw maybe two or three more people I feel are deserving, but whoever wins this battle royal will own the Calamity contract briefcase. They're gonna get the prizes that come with it, and remember, whoever owns that briefcase, they can cash it in at any time they want for any time they want.
Rules the world, pretty much.
Yeah, so it doesn't matter. You could have just won, defended your title, and here comes somebody that's going to cash in that very same night. We've seen it happen before all across the IWA with certain, with similar situations where they have their own money in the bank on briefcase type scenarios. So this is no different. And it's for any Mayhem title at any time during any cycle. It can be cashed in, whether the person that's defending the title knows it or not. So again, that's the reason why it's important to make sure you're on your A game every cycle, because you never know when somebody's going to come up and just take a belt right out from under you. So definitely it's going to be a significant pay-per-view as far as the main event goes. But and then I'm pretty much already organizing how I want the title matches to go. There's only two I think left that I want to fill in for that. But again, Brimstone Brawl Cycle 18 will be the next pay-per-view. So I just wanted to put that out there now. Another thing I wanted to touch on real quickly is I will be, first of all, the War Room is back up. I think I mentioned at the beginning of the podcast, it's completely updated. There's maybe one or two things I'm going to change up on there, but for the most part, the War Room is about 90% updated. So if you need to look at results or strategy totals or pay-per-view results, what have you, contenderships, who's won titles, everything's there. It's all updated. I will be utilizing the War Room more. Up until this point, it's been more of an extension of the league, but now it's going to be a more direct part of the league. I'm going to touch on that more with the managers one-on-one and messengers and messenger chats, and through the phone and emails, and keep everybody abreast of what these changes I'm making. They're all going to be great changes, all significant to keep. It's mainly to keep the report a little bit easier to manage. I don't want to fall behind anymore, regardless of time restraints or anything popping up out of nowhere where it might sideline me for a week, like real life stuff happens, like I mentioned earlier. But I feel that utilizing the War Room for all that it's capable of, and then tying that together with my report, will make for a better overall experience and more organized experience. So I am going to go that route. I'll explain more again in detail one on one, or probably in a future podcast. And so I'm hoping it goes the way I'm kind of planning it. It's like you said, less is more. Um,
Absolutely, man.
yeah, everybody knows I'm known for having these extravagant, reports, and I always took pride in that. Don't get me wrong, I love putting out these great, fantastic, eye-opening reports where I give you guys all the graphics and the stats and all this. But I had to like kind of humble myself and really say, you know what? As much as I love doing this for you guys and using my own free time to put out these reports and give you that quality, I realize now that I'm at a point in my life where I just can't do that. As much as I want to, I can't. So I need to kind of compromise it, but in a good way, and say, all right, let me get rid of the stuff that I don't need and keep what matters. And that's what I'm going to be doing moving forward. And hopefully, again, it plays out the way I hope it does. But for now, that's pretty much it with the updates. If anything else pops up, I will email everybody, let everybody know what's going on. But this was more of my comeback podcast to let you guys know I'm not going anywhere. I have thought this through for many, many weeks now, and I am 100% sure that I'm sticking with this. I'm staying on board. This wasn't just a last minute decision. I really thought it through for you guys, and I'm here to stay. So I'm not going anywhere, bitches. So Giuliano, anything you want to add to this before we sign off for the night, man?
I don't know. Now that the WWL is up, can you
Oh wait, you
bitches
got a fucking special announcement.
I do, I do. You just kind of skipped over that, but
Oh, wait a minute. I take that back.
we're not done here, my friends.
We're not done.
The audacity, Melvin.
Fuck, I'm sorry.
Sure, you're done with your spiel. You're just gonna shut me off now.
Listen, it's the podcast rust, all right?
Shake it off, man. Shake it off.
I'm shaking it off. I'm shaking it off.
All right. I'll just say what I was gonna say before I make the announcement, which is,
All right, let's do it. Go.
if you douchebags think you're contenders out there, go on the WWL War Room and do something about it. I don't want to be talking to myself, people. Okay, and we'll get to my second announcement's coming. The dynasty needs competition, but we don't want the bottom feeders. We want the cream of the crop. So, Mike, Zaz, and these other people are making moves. Keep it going. Don't rest on your morals. Okay, you got to keep it going, fellas. All right, now to the announcement. Okay.
Oh shit.
So, the Unholy Trinity titles. I'm putting it out there right now. I like to put an open challenge, but I know there's top contenders, and you can't just give it to anybody. So I'll let Melvin handle that part of it. But I've been thinking about it, and we think, give the titles justice. And since I am historic and a god in the IWA, we like to do a historic announcement by defending the titles against the next top contenders you choose in a best of 7 series. And let's see who truly is the greatest 6-man team in the world.
Wait. So
Yes.
if I'm
I
hearing
didn't
this,
I didn't stutter, Melvin. That's how damn good we are. We're gonna put the titles against anyone you see fit as the number 1 contenders in a best of 7 series, and we're gonna make the unholy trinity titles mean more than they ever have in the
I'm,
history.
I'm about to shed a tear right now with that announcement, buddy. So what you're saying is I can bring back the Sinister Seven. Is that what you're
Exact.
telling?
That's what I was hoping to hear.
Oh shit! You guys heard it here first.
Melvin, I'll bring the titles. You bring the contenders, buddy.
You guys heard it here first. Shock, surprise announcement. Unholy Trinity World 6-man championships will be defended against a 6-man team of my choosing in a Sinister 7 series. Holy shit. I already think I know who it's going to be. I'm not going to say of anything, I'm going to announce it in my report. How's that? So my comeback report is going to be on the cover. How's that?
Okay.
So Sinister 7 is coming back. It's official. You just gave me the green light to bring that shit back. I was already thinking about it, but this is the perfect way to bring it back. So you just gave me the that was a nice segue for me to bring it back. So thank you for that, Mr. IWA God.
I don't wait for other people to make moves, man.
Absolutely. I think that's one of the problems we had in the past where some people were like, they would say they were gonna do stuff and then they wait a bunch of cycles and nothing would ever happen. But with you guys, it's always like bring it. So
don't I know?
yeah, you do know. But I think now with the managers we have now, I don't think that's gonna happen anymore. If somebody's gonna step up and say something, I'm pretty sure a series is gonna come from it now. So I'm looking forward to that. But that is a great fucking announcement to throw in there at the very end. And actually, real quick before we do sign off, I do want to do one quick rundown of the last champions we just had in Cycle 15, and I'll end it on that note, just so everybody knows where everybody's at as far as the champions are concerned on the bulletin title page. So I'll just go down through it real quickly. Crest of Chaos champion, we do have Alec from Annihilation Inc. Twisted Carnage champion, we have Justin Kyle, again of Annihilation Inc. Smoldering Sorrow, Axel of Annihilation Inc. You see the trend here? You see what's going on here? Wait, let me keep it going. Court of Torment champion, Crown, again, Annihilation Inc. Belt of Subtlety, Poison 1, again, Annihilation Inc. That's 5 already. That's letting you know Annihilation Inc. is officially back. Ending Misery champion, Fire. Girdle of the Berserk champion, we touched on it earlier, the future Devin Destiny. He's been making moves, and here he is again with some gold around his waist. Infernal Vengeance, Inazuma, making a nice name for herself, especially getting in contention against the Black Widow. Gunbelt of Hell, Snowy Chloe, actually defended and retained her title. The Chain of Echo, Vicious Vinny Valentino, nice bounce back from the loss at the pay-per-view. Shattered Bloodlust, we have the Masked Icon, who we will hopefully find out who it is really soon.
So he's already making waves. First cycle.
First cycle already.
This guy impacts the world title, ends a career almost, and now wins the title.
Is the Shattered Bloodlust champion. So, but this is what happened the last time when the Masked Icons invaded the league. What the hell? What did they do? They were right on the title page from day one. So here we go again. Whispered Agony champion Lightning Tiger defended his title. Again, Lightning Tiger and Dragon King not only doing it in the tag team, but doing it in singles as well. These guys are no joke. Now, multis. Band of Distant Wars. Again, Lightning King and the Dragon King. Lightning Tiger, excuse me, and the Dragon King. Band of Distant Wars TV champions, Daddy's Girl 2 and Daddy's Girl 3. Circle of Sanity 6-man champions. We have Axel Slash and Crown, again, Annihilation Inc. bouncing back. And Circle of Sanity TV, we have the Flamingo Brothers back on the title page. that's always good to see. So all around, I would have to say that this recent cycle was all AI. So that's letting everybody know again. Justin Kyle must have just gathered the troops.
Yes.
Listen,
Wasn't
guys.
happy after the pay per view and decided
Yeah,
to.
I think he took that shit to heart. I don't know if Judge Def beating Justin had anything to do with that,
I
or
think
the
so.
fact that Axel Slash and Crown lost to you guys in an Unholy Trinity title match. But man, oh man, what a way to come back! They said, "Fuck everybody. We're gonna remind them what we can do," and sure enough, from top to bottom, they did it. So they're
Lighting that
back.
fire does wonders, man.
It absolutely does, man. Sometimes you need to lose to get better, and that's exactly what happened here. They took some losses. I guess they said, wait a minute, guys, we're better than this, and let's prove it. And that's exactly what they did. So to me, that was a beautiful thing to see. AI bounce back like that, not just with one title, but about six of them on the title page. So kudos to them for getting back in their winning ways. I'm looking forward to seeing how the league goes moving forward. But I don't know. I don't know about you, but things are looking good so far for the return of the WWL. What do you think?
And I agree. The competition is getting better. Some new blood thrown in there, so I think we're in a good place.
Absolutely. Well, my friend, again, thank you for joining me on this long overdue podcast. It has been a while, but goddamn, it feels good to be back.
Yeah.
Um, hopefully, this is the first of many more, in the pipeline that we have coming down. And I'm hoping to have Flip back on the next one. That motherfucker has like 80 jobs, and he's hard to get a hold of. But hopefully, again, we'll have Flip from Interfed Radio back on here to join us. It almost feels weird doing it without him sometimes. But as I
Yeah.
say, the show must go on. We gotta do what we gotta do. But Flip, we're thinking about you. We love you, brother. Hopefully you'll be on the next one with us. And that's pretty much it. As far as for myself, my last words to you guys is thank you for sticking it out. I'm really excited that I'm finally 100% invested in the league once again. The air is clear. I have a clear mind. I know what the vision is gonna be. Again, everybody, the war room is open again. Get back in there. If you have login issues, just try to reset your password, or just send me a message and I'll try to take care of it for you. But it is back up. It is updated, and the Wicked Wars League is moving forward. We are back, bitches. And also, my new nickname is Mr. Kill Cretin. I'm putting that out there right now. So you can either call me Mr. Melvin Mayhem, or I would prefer you call me Mr. Kill Cretin.
I
That is my
love it.
new name.
That's what
I,
I
I,
will
knew,
prefer.
I knew you were gonna like that one.
We got plenty of those, bro.
Absolutely, and there will be no more
Well,
Cretans in this league.
to your credit, you got rid of most of the Cretans for me.
Yeah,
So,
I think we're in good shape moving forward. But again, thank you to everybody listening in. I'm glad I'm back on the air. Giuliano, as always, it's a pleasure. Glad to have you on, and hopefully we'll be on the next one. All right.
of course, you
Take
can't get
care.
rid of me.
Take care to the IWA God.
Bow down.
Bow down, bitches. Till next time. Take care, man.